Welcome back to the kid channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, but what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this video today will be on my labor and delivery. I do have a few clips that I'm gonna like insert for when I was in the hospital, when I had her. I have pictures, all of that, you know, because I mean I couldn't record like the date of, but which I was really like pissed off about, because I mean like it's my vagina, my body, my baby. Yeah, I can't record. Okay, hospital policies, whatever. So let's just get into the video. So my labor was kind of different. I had to be induced because I went to the hospital. I want to say, I'm gonna just say a week, because I think it was a week. I can't really remember, but I think it was a week before I actually had her. I went to the hospital because I thought my water had broke, but they told me like, oh well, you know, your water didn't break, maybe the baby just like kind of stepped on your bladder and it made you like pee on yourself. So I was just like, really? Okay. So the next day I had a doctor's appointment, and I asked my doctor, I was like, hey, like, you know, I'm 39 weeks pregnant, I'm almost gonna be 40 weeks, like my body's tired, my back aches, my hips ache, I can't sleep at night. Like I could not get a good night rest, like, and I worked all the way up until I was 39 weeks pregnant. So from the time I got pregnant all the way up until like maybe I want to say 3 days or 4 days before I had her, I was working nonstop. So I just told my doctor like, hey, I want to be induced, like, can y'all induce me? And she was like, well yeah, but like there's risk of being induced, like if the labor process doesn't go how they expected it to go, then you would have to have a C-section. And she knew that's one of the things I did not want. I did not want a C-section because I don't like surgery, and I did not want to be cut on. But if I had to do it, of course I would have done it. Like I would have had no choice. So fast forward, I went to the doctor. She was like, okay, so she gave me a date to be induced. That date was like a Thursday, but then they had to cancel because they had so many patients like in that day, and she could not squeeze me in at all, even though I had like an appointment to be induced and everything. So I was kind of pissed off. Like I called my mom. I was like, I'm so mad. Like they moved my like induction date to Saturday. Like it's Thursday. Like I'm ready to like see my baby, have my baby, because I didn't get like a 3D ultrasound because they waited too late, and then my placenta was right on top of like my baby's face. Like she was like using it as a pillow, I guess. So I didn't get a 3D ultrasound, and I was just pissed. I was just like, I'm ready to see my baby. Like, you know, like I was just anxious. Okay, but let me backtrack. So throughout my pregnancy, I had like no complications. I passed out at work one time, and I think it was just because like I was stressed. And like I don't think I really ate that day. I don't know, like they said I had low blood sugar pretty much. I ended up passing out at work, and they had to call like the ambulance. My mom was there, my grandma was there, and my sister. And one of the only 3 people that was there. But yeah, like they wanted to keep me, but they ended up letting me go because my blood sugar came back up. I ate, I was, you know, fine and everything. And then like the next day, my best friend all came to my house just to check on me or whatever. But anyways, fast forward. Okay, so we didn't have no pregnancy complications, nothing like that. So fast forward to Saturday, the day of the induction. I ate, because she was like, eat all the way up until you come into the hospital, because once we start the process, you will not be able to eat, which I was kind of bummed out about, because like I love to eat. Like, how you gonna tell a pregnant fat girl she can't eat? What? So what happened? Saturday came at 5 o'clock is when I went in, did all the paperwork, and then they put me in the room. Once she puts me in the room, y'all, I just got like so nervous, because I'm like, damn, like mind you, Saturday is when I got induced. November 16th is when I got induced. They started the induction process, hooked me up to all the monitors, and then she took like 2 pills and she shoved them up my vagina, like literally, like, so the pills are supposed to make you like open up your cervix, dilate, all that good stuff. And then once they do that, I guess like they start the Pitocin, which is like pushing the labor through or whatever. So the pills, like when I went in, I was already 1 centimeter dilated. So once she did the pills, I think I dilated to 2 centimeters. And she was just like, my doctor was like, no, like we're gonna break your water. So she came in on November 17th at 5, I think it was 5:45 or 5:50, something like that. She came in at 5 in the morning and broke my water. Like, she had to take this long stick, and it kind of looked like a toothpick, and they just stick it up there and they break your water. But that, uncomfortable. Would not recommend. Very uncomfortable. Like, I did not like it. I screamed. It was real, like, I wasn't feeling it. But she broke my water. Whatever. Okay, so after she broke my water, I just started having contractions immediately. Like, I was crying. And I just told her, she was like, my doctor was like, well, I think we should go ahead and, like, get your epidural ready. And I was like, no, let me see, like, how I'm gonna do with the pain. She was like, I don't, you know, because everybody knows my pain tolerance is very, very low. I was gonna get the epidural regardless. So she was like, let's just go ahead and put it in. So I was like, yeah, like, let's just go ahead and put it in, because the contractions are getting, like, stronger. It's starting to hurt. Like, no, I'm not gonna be able to take this too much longer. So, she put the epidural in or whatever. Well, you know, like, they have to put the order in or whatever. And then, I want to say maybe an hour later, the lady came in and was like explaining all the stuff and the risks and all that about the epidural. I was listening, but ma'am, I'm not worried about that. Go on, give me these drugs so this pain can stop, so I can focus on me actually preparing myself to push. So all of that happened. The lady came in, explained everything, and then the epidural, y'all, I did not expect it to go like that. Like, they have to, like, so she took her knuckle and was pushing, like, on my bone in my back, like that little space they have to put it in. If you had a baby, you know what I'm talking about if you got this. And she just kept digging and digging, and I turned around and I was like, ma'am, like, I'm already in pain and you steady digging in my back. No, like, can you, like, stop? So she was just like, well, I have to get it between the space. If not, it could paralyze you, da, da, da. So at that point, I just stayed still, let her do whatever. She stuck it in. Once I got the epidural, y'all, I was fine. I took me like 3 naps. All of my family came. All of his family came. Like, we was just there waiting on the baby. A few hours went by. She kept checking. And on the last check, she was like, you're 10 centimeters. She's like, it's time for you to push. And she had woken me up from a nap. So I'm like, I was like, it's time right now. Like, right now. Like, we finna, like, push right now. And she was just like, yeah. And so I was just kind of like, oh my God. Like, I'm just not prepared to, like, go through this. Like, I'm tired. My body was tired. I was like, okay, whatever. So they set up the room, and then I could only have 3 people in the room. So of course he was gonna be in there, his mom, and then my mom. I wanted my sister in there, but I mean, it was only 3 people, so whatever. We started with practice pushes, and then my doctor came in and was just like, like, let's just get her to pushing. I was just like, okay. So I want to say it took me about, I would say like 20 minutes. I don't really know. That's the only part. I can't really remember how many times it took me to push, but I want to say about 20 to 30 minutes, or maybe 45 minutes. Hell, I don't know. I was in there pushing for like a good little minute. I want to say between 20 and 35 minutes. I'm gonna say that. And everybody was like, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Now the pushing with the epidural, I would say you really have to like push, because I felt like I was pushing, but I wasn't pushing. So I had to like really like get down in there and like actually push, because your body is so relaxed. You're thinking like, oh, I am pushing, but you're really not. So they had to like tie some sheets together, because you know you're supposed to like hold your legs and like push off the bottom, I guess. So she tied some sheets together. The nurse held one and I held one. Like, it was like we was playing tug of war. It was like this. And then she held one, I held one, and she pulled me up, and then I just started pushing. Once I felt like Carter's head down there, because even though I got the epidural, I'm not gonna lie to you, you still feel like your vagina open. Like, you feel all of that. You feel the pressure. It doesn't take it takes away the pain, but the pressure and all that, you still feel it. So once I felt her head down there, that motivated me to kind of like get her out of there, because I didn't want nothing to go wrong. So it kind of like just motivated me to like, let's get this baby out. So I took a break. I got some water. I kept pushing, and then boom, she was out. As soon as she came out and I heard her cry, y'all, I just like started crying. Like, I wasn't even crying while I was pushing, but as soon as she came out and I heard her cry and I saw her, I started crying immediately. Like, I was just so emotional. I was like, damn, like, she's so cute. Like, I don't know, like, I just started crying. Then what happened? They cut the umbilical cord, they laid her on me, you know, wiped her off or whatever, and then they weighed her. She was 7 pounds even. So she was born on November 17th, 2019 at 3:59. And she was 7 pounds even. So, you know, she was an average sized baby. But I was so small during my pregnancy. I was so scared that like she was gonna come out small or, you know, like not the right size. But I mean, she came out like she came out regular, normal, perfect, all that. So after they gave her to me, this is where like the scary part came in. After they gave her to me, my entire body just went in shock. Like, I started shaking bad. Mind you, Carter's laying on my chest and I'm shaking. So I called the dad over. I'm like, hey, like, no, actually I called the nurse. I was like, hey, can he do skin to skin with his baby? She was like, yeah. So I told him, I was like, hey, take off your jacket or whatever. Like, I'm finna hand the baby to you, do skin to skin. So the nurse actually took the baby from me and handed Carter to her dad, and he did skin to skin because I just couldn't like hold her no longer. Like, I was shaking terribly. Like, it was so, like, it scared me so much. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like why is my body shaking? So the nurse actually came over. Everybody was still in the room. Well, yeah, him, his mom, my mom, my grandma, his great grandma, his dad. Like, it was just my sister, his sister, cousins, all that was in the room. She came over to me. This is like after I gave birth. She came over to me and she was just like, hey, your blood pressure has went like skyrocket. We're gonna have to like put you on medicine. Mind you, after you give birth with the epidural, you cannot get up and walk. So they was like in a process of stopping my epidural, and she was just like, hold on, well, since you're not gonna be able to walk, we're gonna have to like stick this tube in you or whatever so you can pee. It's called a catheter. We'll have to stick the catheter in you so you can go ahead and pee. I'm just like, okay. So I was really worried because like I've never had high blood pressure problems. I've never had anything like that happen to me. So she was kind of like, okay, well, let's get this process going. She put me on the medicine, and then what I want to say, like, my body just still kept shaking, and it was just like, even if I would try, because everyone thought I was cold, but like if you touch my body, like my body felt cold, but I know when I'm cold. Like, the outside of my body was cold, yes, but I personally wasn't cold, but my body just kept shaking, like, and it was just like I couldn't even control it. Like, it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I just kept shaking. So with the medicine, it kind of put me to sleep. So I fell asleep. I woke up, my best friend was there, and then Carter's dad had came back. When I woke up, my baby was already down in the nursery, like in the bath, you know, doing all the little tests or whatever. So I was just kind of like, damn, like, I didn't really get to spend that much time with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of really made me sad because it's like, I just birthed this child, like, you know, and like all this had to happen. But once she put me on the medicine, she's like, well, you have to eat something. But I was just too scared to eat because prior to me having Carter, 3 minutes before I started pushing, I threw up. Like, and it was just nothing but like water that I threw up. So I was just kind of like, I don't want to eat. I just want to get off this medicine and get my body back right so I can like spend time with my child. So I was on bed rest for that Sunday, that Monday. I went home that Tuesday. Yeah, so I was on bed rest for 2 days. Couldn't move, couldn't do anything. So when they finally did take me off bed rest, the next day, it was like later on that night, I want to say, they took me off bed rest. I took a shower, and they kind of kept me there to see like how was I, like, if my blood pressure was gonna go back up, pretty much, and how was I dealing with things. Like, once you're in the hospital, you have a baby, they give you so many postpartum like papers to fill out. Even when you go like to your doctor's appointments or like the kid doctor's appointments, they give you so many postpartum like papers to fill out. So my blood pressure had went up, and pretty much like my doctor told me I had ended up developing like preeclampsia. I guess while going into labor or something like that, which I did not like, because all of the stories that I've like read about and like heard about, you know, with preeclampsia, I kind of prayed that I didn't go through that while I was pregnant. So with me going through it like with labor, it was just kind of like okay. So but luckily, like, it didn't affect my baby. It didn't have like I didn't develop, I think, I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing. It was kind of like I developed it after I had her, or like midway between me having her and, like, I don't know, just in labor, delivery, whatever. So she came in, because I was begging her. I was like, can y'all take me off this medicine? Like, I want to get up out this bed. I want to take a shower. Like, I want to move around. I want to move around with my baby. I'm ready to go home. And she was just like, no, like, we have to make sure that you're okay, because if we send you home and you're not okay, you have to come back. That is pretty much on us, and your health is number one priority to us, or whatever. So I was just kind of like, okay, or whatever, right? So when it was time for us to go home, they gave me like all these pills. It was some red pills. I don't even remember the name, but she told me to take them every day to help me. What was that for? Oh, to go to the bathroom. Yeah, they would have helped me go to the bathroom, because, like, I mean, I was on a catheter, so, like, you know, like, you couldn't, like, you can pee inside of there, but you can't do the number 2 inside of there. So that was pretty much what that was for. Then what else? That was pretty much it. Like, once I went home, I felt fine. I still had like a lot of bleeding, but I felt fine. Like, I had to go back to the doctor 2 days after I got released from the hospital to do the blood pressure check. But I mean, my blood pressure was still high, but it wasn't as high as it was when I was in the hospital after I had Carter. So one thing I could say, like, don't stress yourself when you're pregnant. And I don't know, like, if it was because I was stressed or what I was eating. I don't know what caused it, but I mean, because I drank like a lot of water while I was pregnant. I tried to eat healthy. I mean, when you're pregnant, baby, you want to eat what you want to eat. So I tried to eat healthy. I tried to, like, get in the habit of that, but I think it was gonna happen regardless, you know. But I would just say, like, don't stress yourself when you're pregnant. Just keep your stress level at a minimum. But overall, like, my labor and delivery wasn't bad, except like the high blood pressure part. But other than that, like, it wasn't, like, people was making it seem like it was gonna be like a terrible experience. Honestly, I would go through it all over again. Like, even the high blood pressure, all of that, just for my daughter, because, like, it wasn't that bad, you know, and I've dealt with worse, you know. So I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Share this video. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so if you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All the links will be down below. And comment down below what videos y'all want to see from me and Carter, because she will be on this channel, period, honey. Let me know what videos y'all want to see from me and Carter, and then, or just, you know, comments, you know, just leave it all down below, and I will see you guys.